Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing great. Yesterday, I gave you some tasks to do. Um, I gave you few questions to write. There were 10 questions, and I hope few of the students have done their task properly. But still, I was expecting more students to message me and show me their task. Today, I would be checking again that how well you are doing your task, and if you face any difficulty you are always welcome to message me or call me so that you can understand and write your question answers and other tasks that I am giving you well. And I want to make you prepare for your coming PA exam, that is why I am giving you few short objective type questions. And definitely, apart from that, we will go through challenge zone and checkpoints and question and answers too. Those question answers and checkpoints and challenge zone you have to write in a clear copy with proper date, chapter name, and not to take much of your time now. Let's move on to the current topic, which is all about software programming language. So, what is programming language? In order to make this term very clear to you, let me give you a brief idea how computer system is made up. If you check my first video, where I gave you brief idea for different type of computer systems. Now, if you check physically, there are different shape and sizes of the computers, but those all computers were hardware, means that the system you can see, touch and feel. But software is something different. Those are programs or instructions that is making computer work. So when we are seeing a computer system, that computer system comprises of these two terms: hardware, which is the physical part of the computer, and the software is the logical or programming sets of instruction that allows computer to do some specific task. Now let's move on to the programming language. So schematic diagram of different type of programming language I have shown you over here to make you understand. If you check first section, it says machine language or low level language. Machine language is those language which is easy for a computer system. You know, computer system can't understand our language. Whatever we speak up, it can't recognize alphabets, numbers, symbol, or the sentence that we are saying to it. But it definitely understands machine language in terms of zeros and ones. Let me give you a better example to make you understand. Now, in your room, when I ask you to switch on the light, what you do is you go to the switchboard, you press the switch of your tube light, and if there is power, that current will flow from your switch to a tube light. Now, how the current flow in science terminology, we say electron will flow from electricity, that is running between the wires from switch to tube light. In a similar manner, in computer terminology, when we press any keystroke on your keyboard or when we touch anything on your smartphone, the signal flows from that particular area to your computer mainboard or motherboard. That mainboard will decide where the instruction or the current will flow, and then it will go to the CPU. CPU will decide which type of instruction set has been provided by keyboard of laptop or desktop or touch screen. Now that signal is nothing but we call in computer terminology as 0 and 1. 0 means signal off and 1 means signal on. These, why we are calling it machine language, because computer only understand zeros and ones. It is a very easy language for computer. Whatever we are typing or saying, that speech or signal is transmitted to binary language in zeros and ones. So, example, only these two symbols can be understood by computer. Now, the previous development, when if you remember in your previous class, means class 5th, you might have learned about evolution of computers. And in evolution of computers, you have gone through first mechanical device was abacus, then it was Napier's bone, then it was Pascaline engine, then difference engine and analytical engine. Now, analytical engine was the first general purpose computer, if you remember. So, in that analytical engine, there were 5 different type of units. What were they? Input, output, store, mill, and control. These were the 5 inputs which were doing their work automatically after the input was fed to the computer. Now, as the time passes, human stress their thought from machine to logic of doing their work. Means they are no more concentrating on hardware part of the machine. They are more interested in doing logical work on the machine. So in order to do that, they have to make their hardware sophisticated. So in machine language, those instruction set were controlled by machine punch cards, but it was very difficult to operate or to remember 0101s when we write any complex mathematical operation. So it was very difficult for us to remember each and every step. So they modified that particular machine in such a manner that it can understood our language. So then the next machine was developed was an assembler, where we used to feed a command like add, subtract, divide, force, stop. These were the few commands we were using in assembler. But as the time passes, these instructions set were common for us. We need something more logical where we can write some steps or say few sentence which computer can understand through instruction. So those sets were no more limited to specific commands. Then came a generation of high level language, or you can say a part of it as middle level language, which is between high level and assembly language. So one such popular programming language was C. You might come to learn in the higher classes when you go for computer science. There were few more high-level language, which was Pascal, Fortran, Basic. This Basic has an advanced version which we were using nowadays as Visual Basic, the forms that we are creating or designing on computer. You might have seen the interface of GMPS app. The modules that you are seeing there, like attendance, remarks, inbox, those square box can be prepared by using Visual Basic Programming Language, a high level language that we are using nowadays. So, let me tell you something more about high level language. Here we write some structured type of programming, like few statement which has a reserved word which computer follows. Like if in C we write printf, write my name. So printf is a reserved word, and what the computer or compiler of C will do, it will print my name if I give an instruction to write my name. So those sort of programming were limited and were used within the machine. Like if I want to do some networking stuff, like I want the speed of network connectivity to go high. So those commands can be done using C language. There are some set of instructions through which you can boost network speed. But still, these type of language is not understood by non-engineers or normal user. They find hard to understand these type of languages. Then there was invention of higher language, which is very high language, is SQL, Visual Basic, Java, Python, and PHP. PHP language is used for web development. The movies website that you are seeing, all the website that you are checking right in today's date are made in PHP, Python, and Java. And SQL is a structured query language that is mostly used in database, means where you can store huge amount of data. Like in bank you can use SQL, in railway reservation system you can use SQL. So this we will come across in the next topic, how many types of programming language generation we have. So what is a programming language? A programming language is a formal language designed to communicate instructions to a computer. Over the year, many programming languages have evolved in a big way. Let's discuss various generation of programming languages. So as you can see, it is a formal language designed to communicate instructions, means the command or the steps that we are allowing computer to follow is known as programming language. Over the development from first generation, we are now in fourth generation. We also call as 1GL or first GL. Now what we will have in first generation? First generation programming languages uses binary code. Binary code, as I told you, that it was a machine language. Machine language was very easy to understand by computer, and only two steps were there, either on or off. So that consists of strings of only 0 and 1 to give instruction to the computer. This language is also known as machine language or low level language. A computer directly understands machine language, but Programmers find it difficult to write programs in this language to find errors in programs written using the machine language. Definitely, when we have to remember only two numbers, zeros and ones, which is meant for writing a program, then when we have to write more than 20 steps in zeros and ones, we find it hard how to write that particular program because human brain is not capable of remembering all the codes, which is easy and flexible for a computer to understand those two instruction set. Let's move on to the next sentence. Machine language programs are executed very fast. Definitely, when a computer can understand these two numbers, it runs those instruction sets very fast, and it requires very low resource and very low space to execute a program. Programs written in machine language may or may not run on another machine since the design of computer is different from each other. You can understand this statement in a way like if you have a Android phone and an iPhone. If I want to play game in Android phone, then we use APK file, which is easily recognized by Android app. But same APK file is not cannot be recognized in iPhone because operating system is different, and these particular smartphone, as it is made of doing some specific task like embedded system or computers did, the same thing applies to different systems. So a specific system designed for one purpose cannot be run for other purpose. So as the time passes, some modification in the hardware were done, and next came the era of second generation programming language, which is also known as 2GL. Now let's read it what is there in second generation language. Second generation programming language uses very short words for command to give instructions to a computer. In first generation language, we were only using 0 and 1s, and that is it. Other than that, we were not using any other type of commands. Once the modification was done, in second generation language, we have started using some commands. These commands were called as mnemonics, M-N-E-M-O-N-I-C. Mnemonic codes. Some special type of codes were there to execute the commands in that programming language. This was done to simplify the complexity of programming. Once the modification was done in the development, it was easy for a programmer to understand these type of commands, which were called as mnemonic codes. These languages are also known as low-level programming language or assembly language. Assembly language is also machine dependent. Thus, program written for one computer may not run on another computer. Assembly language was easier than machine language since it was comparatively easy to work with codes. Obviously, when we have to remember codes, it is easier for a human brain to remember a specific word, but it is really hard to remember numbers. So, once assembly language came in, our task will become much more easier. But still, we have to depend on a specific hardware. Now, what is a third generation language? 3GL. 3GL, a third generation programming language, also referred to as high level language, are portable to machine independent language. Using these languages, a program written on one computer can also be used on another computer. Since 3GL were simple and user-friendly, machine-independent, many programmers started writing programs using these languages. Fortran, Pascal, C, and BASIC are the example of third-generation language. Let me give you a better idea to understand this particular topic. Now, let's say in your concept or in your thought, uh, I gave you one software which is Photoshop that is installed in my computer, or better you can say a Photoshop software is installed in computer lab. Now you did your practical very well, but that particular software is not available in your computer or PC which is running Windows 7 or Windows 10. So what you did is you took my permission to run that software on your computer. You bought a pen drive. You asked me, sir, if you permit me, then I want to take the software and install on my computer so that I can do rest of the practical work at home. So if I give you that software, you took it in a pen drive and you install your software, then you can do your work very well. So that particular machine is independent. The software run on my machine can run on your machine also. So that few of the examples, that is the customized software that I told you. But there are few programming language which is mentioned over here like C, Fortran, Basic, Pascal. These are the programming languages on which these software were made. So these are also portable on one system, can run on another system to do our task in a flexible manner. The last generation that we are also dealing with today is fourth generation programming language or 4GL. Fourth generation programming languages are more advanced than traditional high programming languages because they use commands which are more like short English phrases. The programmer focus on the complexity of the program rather than complexity of programming language. These programming languages are very high level languages. They generally incorporate graphical development environment. Some examples of fourth generation languages are structured query language or SQL, Visual Basic, and Java. Let me explain you in a better way by giving an example. If you have to design a form, let's say you have to design a form of your class. So what are the fields needed? If you remember in your previous class in Excel, I told you it requires your name, it requires a class, then the subjects that you have, your roll number, your parents' name, address, and contact number. So in order to work with, we have to design a form on the screen where on a single click it will ask us to enter the field. In Excel, we were simply typing the data, but when it comes to a form, we will feed the data, and that data is not visible to us in the front end. It will save in the back end in a database server, which is for security reason. We do not want our information to leak out to the other user. So we have two type of languages to develop a software. Front-end language, which is PHP, or Visual Basic is a front-end language, and PHP is a back-end code, and a SQL Server is used as a database to store our information which is not visible to the user for privacy purpose. So these are the generation that we have come across to do our task. Now, what are the features of fourth generation programming language? Use of short English phrases. We write the instruction in such a manner that it looks like we are using English while we typing the instruction code. Highly user friendly and machine independent. As I said, the code that you are writing in one machine can be written on the other machine also. Highly result oriented and highly result oriented with minimal requirement of programming skill. You do not have to remember all the codes to run this fourth generation language. By simple remembering the code, you can write the programming using fourth generation language. Developed for reducing the time and cost incurred in the development process of the software. Definitely, when we stress more about on our work, we do not have to worry on the machine. So these type of languages are meant in such a way so that we can make computer more in use and more in production. So some of the popular programming languages are Python, which is a very popular language these days for network programming, artificial intelligence. PHP is for web development. Delphi is also a popular programming language for database. Ruby and Perl and Prolog. Prolog is very popular programming languages, a language in artificial intelligence. Now, during the era of World War II, which you are checking in, simple fact, there was one popular machine and complex machine was developed, which was known as Colossus, which was the first electronic generated programming computing device which was used to decode German secret messages. So this particular computer system was so complex that it was used for spying information of German. So here I am going to wrap up today's lecture.